By the end of this lesson, you're going to understand a poignant song that's been touching hearts in Spanish since 1966. You'll do it using one verb, hablar, which means to speak. I'll play part of this sentimental Venezuelan bolero by Felipe Pirela, who tragically died when he was only 30 years old, and you'll understand every single word he sings. Vamos. But first, let's warm up that brain of yours. In our last lesson, we had a windfall of verbs that are practically the same in English and Spanish, because some verbs that end in ed in English can be changed into Spanish simply by adding our Spanish verb ending. So let's try to say this in Spanish. I copied the lesson. Muy bien. Say it with me. Copié la lección. And you already know if you wanted to say he, she, or it did those things in the past, or the you, usted, the formal, we would add our o ending. So now say this in Spanish. Did you study this morning? Muy bien. Say this along with me. ¿Estudió usted esta mañana? You're all warmed up. You've got that pattern. Excelente. Now it's time to meet today's verb, which you will use every single day, and it is hablar, which means to speak. We will use hablar with a few little words that might be new to you, so let's take a look at them real quick. Our first little word is por. So if we wanted to say, I spoke on the phone, I would say, hablé por teléfono. Our second little word is con, which means with. So I could say, hablé con amigos, hablé con mamá, hablé con papá. Or maybe he or she spoke with a professor or a scientist. Habló con el profesor or el científico. And our third little word is de, which means about. So maybe I could say, ella, this doctor, ella, la doctora, habló de medicina. In our heartwarming song by Felipe Pirela, you'll hear him talk about what a child spoke to him about. We'll get to that in just a minute, though, after you get a little more practice building your confidence in speaking. Vamos a hablar. We have just 2 wheels in today's spin and speak activity to help you build your confidence. On the left side, we have our target verb and who did the speaking. We can make a statement or ask a question. And on the right side, we can complete those statements or questions using those little words that we just went through. We'll go through each of these at least once, and I want you to follow the pointer and say these aloud with me. The more you practice, the more you build your confidence. Let's begin. Hablé por teléfono. No hablé con Juan. ¿Habló usted con Teresa? María habló de la clase. El doctor habló de México. Mamá habló del accidente. ¿Habló Roberto del teatro? Hablé en la clase. No hablé esta mañana. ¿Habló usted anoche? Now you can combine some of these statements here on the right with our target verb on the left. So we could say, hablé con Teresa de México en la clase. Or let's ask a question. ¿Habló usted con Juan de México anoche? Let's do one more. Mamá habló del accidente con Juan por teléfono. So you can Pause it right now and do some more practice. I recommend you also take a screenshot and practice this throughout the day. And you can also play along with our real spinning wheels online. The link is in the description. The more you practice Spanish like this, your brain is just thinking in Spanish. You're not tripping up on translations. So keep practicing. Remember Felipe Pirela? It's time to listen to his song. He recorded this in Venezuela in 1966. He was young, his voice was extraordinary, and our verb hablar is at the heart of it. You're not just going to listen to Spanish, you are going to understand Spanish. So let's listen now to Hablé con un niño. Felipe Pirela was known as El Bolerista de América. He was born in Venezuela, and he was sadly killed in Puerto Rico when he was only 30 years old. Our song, Hablé con un niño, is from his album Malditos Celos, which means damn jealousies. This genre, Bolero, was recognized by UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity in 2023. Boleros were born in Cuba out of the troubadour tradition from Spain. Think serenades, think romance. Boleros combine the language of European poetry, African rhythms, and the sentiments of native peoples of the Americas. They were intensely popular in Mexico during its golden age of cinema in the 1940s and up through the 60s and 70s. This song is about Felipe Pirela talking about the time he spoke with a child, Hablé con un niño. It's divided into a couple of parts. At the beginning, this is where he's talking about him speaking with the child. Then here, this is what the child told him. And in the end, it's what he learned from this child. Remember, this is a bolero, so it's about real life, and it's also very sentimental. You'll see our target verbs are underlined. Hablé, I spoke, and habló, he spoke. So let's dive in. Our first line you'll easily understand. Anoche hablé con un niño. Last night I spoke with a child. De tez igual que la nuestra. Of equal complexion like ours. So the complexion is tez. And then he goes on to describe the child. He says, un niño con alma pura y con mirada sincera. There's that con, so a child with a pure soul, alma pura, and with a sincere look, con mirada sincera. Okay, so that's our first part of the song. The second part again is what the child said to him. He says, me habló de cosas extrañas. He spoke about strange things. And these are some of the things he spoke of lands, rivers, mountains, of sun, moon, and stars, and of many beautiful things. So now that you know what he's saying in English, let's do this in Spanish. So again, me habló de cosas extrañas, de tierras, ríos, montañas, de sol, luna y estrellas, y de muchas cosas bellas. Many beautiful things. Muchas cosas bellas. And then towards the end of the song, he says, escuché con atención. This is a new verb, but you can see here that's the past tense. So he says, I listened, escuché, I listened, con, you know, with, and atención, that's a cognate. So escuché con atención. And at the very end of the song, this is the lesson. The child tells him, there's no wealth like loving and being loved. And in Spanish, we say that, no hay riqueza que el amar y ser amado. Riqueza is wealth, that looks like richness, and loving, amar, and ser amado, being loved. So let's listen, and you will be understanding this song. Vamos.
Anoche hablé con un niño de tez igual que la nuestra, un niño con alma pura y con mirada sincera. Me habló de cosas extrañas, de tierras, ríos, montañas, de sol, de luna y estrellas, y de muchas cosas bellas. Escuché con atención que no hay riqueza en el mundo que el amar y ser amado.
Such a beautiful song. Now, take a second. You just understood a very sentimental song in Spanish. Muy bien. You're only 7 lessons in, and look how far you've come. Excelente. Give yourself a big pat on the back. You can listen to the rest of the song on our playlist, Songs to Practice Spanish. And we also have it on our Spotify playlist. And on the Spotify playlist, the lyrics come out down below. How many other teachers tell you your homework is to listen to music videos on YouTube and songs on Spotify? Not bad. That's because here at Tentáculo, Clases y Cultura, we hope that learning Spanish is fun. We hope you're also exploring the culture and joining this global community. You can also go deeper into this lesson in our foundational text, Madrigal's Magic Key to Spanish. You can find it in print, Kindle, and Audible versions. It's been a pleasure. Yo me llamo Kelly. I hope to see you in our next lesson, where we will learn how to ask questions like who and where. You won't want to miss it. Muchas gracias y nos vemos.